guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. In the Kingdom of the Whole, the Great Priest and High Priest Daishinkan was observing the 12 universes so that they are in total order. However, he would be interested in a Saiyan woman from Universe 7, for which reason he observed her very often. Being one of the most powerful beings in all the universes, I should not be intimidated by any women, so I'll go confront her. Daishinkan, he would quickly arrive to the planet Vegeta, and as his power was so great, he would not be noticed by anyone. Only Gine was able to observe him, being very surprised to notice a being very different from the Saiyans. Who are you? Why do I feel strange energy emitting from your body? I know this is a lot of information for a mortal like you, but I am much more than a god. I am known as the Great Priest, and I have been captivated with his beauty. Gine would be very surprised by Daishinkan's words. I don't understand. Do gods really exist? Some time ago, a rumor went viral, which was said that a god had humiliated King Vegeta and even the Great Frieza. That's right, the gods really exist, but I am even much higher on a larger scale than the gods. Instantly, Bardock would have arrived from a mission Gine was not able to notice, but Daishinkan would quickly disappear. Oh, damn. I'm feeling too tired. Gine, can you give me something to eat? Please, I'm starving. The food on the planet we destroyed was crap. Of course, Bardock. Gine, is there something wrong with you? It looks like you've seen a ghost. No, Bardock, nothing's wrong with me. It's just your stuff. While after a while, Daishinkan would continue to resort to the planet Vegeta much more often. However, in one of their many encounters, Gine had become pregnant, which would be very scared because she knew that in case Bardock realized, it would end her life. Come with me to the Kingdom of the All. You'll lack absolutely nothing, and I will personally take care of protecting you from everything. No, Dai, I can't do it. The world you belong to is very different from my world. So I'm not able to do anything to go with you. I hope you understand me. I understand. In that case, I'll not let my son's life be in danger. Daishinkan, with his great angelic power, was able to change the entire physical trait of the Saiyan baby. That's right, Daishinkan would make him look totally like Bardock. Even if that child you are carrying in your womb has the appearance of the Saiyan Bardock, through his body runs the Saiyan blood on your part and the angelic energy. Daishinkan would leave to the Kingdom of the Whole while analyzing everything that happened. However, he would be taken out of his thoughts upon hearing the voice of his king. Daishinkan, I need you to investigate the borders of our universes, because one of the Guardians has detected an anomaly on the outskirts of our 12 universes. I understand, great Zeno-sama. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Daishinkan would leave to perform the mission that the great Zeno-sama had granted him, which he thought would be a simple mission, but it turned out very different because the moment he arrived, he was able to realize how beings from other multiverses were about to enter his multiverse. Damn spies, now I'll finish with every one of you. I've had a lousy day and you'll be my beating toys. Daishinkan quickly, in one move, was able to finish off 10 of them, and at the moment a big explosion would be created all over the place. However, 2 of them quickly merged, appearing an extremely powerful being, which even left Daishinkan a little surprised. Separately, they're rubbish, but I can tell that when joined their powers increase a little. Don't make fun of us. With the power that we'll be able to finish you garbage. We don't care that you're a priest. Our king is much more powerful. That battle was legendary, since the power of both of them was so much that even both kings were able to feel such a beastly power. That's the power of Daishinkan! Guardians, right away, come on! Zeno-sama would arrive at the battlefield, realizing as Daishinkan was with multiple wounds, while his opponent had been reduced to simple atoms with Daishinkan's energy reserve. At the moment, a demon would appear in front of Zeno-sama. I don't care how long it takes us, but I assure you that we will conquer your whole damn dwarf multiverse. The Queen of Altoa would disappear from the place, while they would take Daishinkan quickly to recover. Meanwhile, several months had already passed, in which even the Great Priest was still out of combat for such an incredible combat. However, in all that time, the evil Emperor Frieza was organizing everything to destroy the planet Vegeta. Bardock, realizing this, would take Kakarot, sending him to planet Earth. Bardock, a weak Saiyan, but with unwavering pride, tried to face Frieza. Being impossible for him, however, before the planet is completely destroyed, Gine would communicate telepathically with Daishinkan. "It's been months since our last conversation. I don't know absolutely anything about you, Dai, but I hope you can raise our son Kakarot is heading to planet Earth. I love you, Dai." Instantly, the whole planet Vegeta would remain in simple cosmic dust of the universe. Daishinkan would wake up at the moment, being very confused by everything. "Dai, how are you feeling? You've been out of action for months."
"For months? What has happened to my son? What was that communication a few moments ago with Gine?"
All of this would think Daishinkan, who would quickly leave to Universe 7, realizing how the place where the planet Vegeta was, there was absolutely nothing. Daishinkan was about to explode with anger. However, he remembered his little son, remembering that he would be sent to planet Earth. Daishinkan, being a supreme angel, was able to intercept the ship, realizing how the little Kakarot emanated an incredible divine power.
"You will be an amazing warrior. I plan to introduce you to the king of all Zeno-sama. I'm sure he'll like you very much."
Daishinkan, with the little Kakarot, they would leave for the Kingdom of the Whole, and when they arrived, Zeno-sama together with both Guardians were very surprised to realize that Daishinkan was with a child in his arms. "Daishinkan? Who's that child?"
"Great Zeno-sama, I don't know if you really exiled me, but this little boy is my son. The son between a mortal and a divine being."
The Guardians were much more surprised by the incredible revelation of Daishinkan. "I didn't expect that, Daishinkan, but don't worry. You risked your life in the last mission. The least I could do is that your son lives in this place."
"I really thank you, great Zeno-sama. You don't know how happy it makes me to hear that."
"Don't worry, Dai." That was how that little Saiyan was raised by the most powerful beings of all the universes. However, the level of learning of that Saiyan child was incredible, since with only being 8 years old, he was already able to master the divine phases of the Super Saiyan Blue and was even able to give battle to a god of destruction. Father, I want to become much more powerful. I want to be one of the most powerful beings in all the universes as well as you are."
My little Kakarot, your mother would be very proud of you, because at such a young age, you are much more powerful than all the Saiyans, and you're even at the level of comparing yourself to gods of destruction, which they have trained for millions of years. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, more specifically on the planet of Beerus, he would wake up very altered. What the hell was that dream? How am I supposed to be the great Beerus and the most powerful god of all universes to be defeated by a simple Saiyan?
Mr. Beerus, are you alright? He has woken up much earlier than planned.
I don't know if that was a premonition or a fucking nightmare, but I have dreamed that I would be defeated by a Saiyan god.
Ho, Mr. Beerus, your premonitions are not very effective, let's say. And secondly, after the destruction of the planet Vegeta, only 3 Saiyans were left alive, which their powers are incredibly low.
I don't have to worry about that. Dream was so real.
What the god of destruction didn't know was that a simple 8-year-old Saiyan had the power to face him. Not to defeat him, but to give him battle, because through his body he traveled the 2 most powerful bloods of all the universes, the Saiyan blood and the angelic blood. Returning to the Kingdom of All, Kakarot, in his free time, he used to play with the great Zeno-sama. However, in these simple trainings, the power likewise increased, having to have the required level not to be eliminated by any of his attacks. While they were both having fun, Daishinkan would say to himself,
"When Kakarot turns 15, I'll take him to face the Supreme God. I want to see what this distance between my gifted son from a Supreme God."
Kakarot and Daishinkan continued to train very hard for these 7 years, in which Kakarot was able to even master the ultra-perfect instinct at such a young age.
My little Kakarot, are you ready to have a confrontation with the Supreme God? Because not even an ordinary God is able to activate the Ultra Instinct.
Of course, Father. I'll use all my power. I promise I'll not let you down.
Daishinkan and Kakarot were headed to one of the territories of the Supreme Gods, which when they arrived, an incredible pressure would fall on the body of both. However, this pressure was just a breeze for the Great Priest, who were trained in extreme environments to accompany the king at all. While for Kakarot, it would be a little difficult, but he was not able to stop the half-Saiyan, half-Angel son.
But what a surprise to have you for my territory, Great Daishinkan. What is it that is offered to you, since a priest never visits the territory of the supreme gods? Long time no see, Ymira. I've brought a disciple of mine here, and I want you to face him. But don't trust yourself because his power is incredible. And don't tell me that's about the guy behind your back. If he only seems to be a simple mortal, this won't be any fun. I'll finish with him with one fell swoop. Daishinkan would give a big smile because at that instant, a lightning bolt was able to connect a great blow to the powerful supreme god Ymira, which would fall to the planet, making it rumble due to the power of the blow.
Don't underestimate me, because in that case, this battle will be over before you can even blink.
Damn brat, you're nothing compared to me. Behold, the true power of a supreme god. Ymira at that moment would begin to increase her power in an incredible way. However, for Kakarot, it was nothing amazing because the power of her father, Daishinkan, was much more incredible than this power. A great calamity would be observed all over the place, and instantly a furious blow was able to turn Kakarot's head, but Ymira would be surprised. How the hell am I supposed to just move your head a little? If that blow is capable of erasing galaxies.
My body's much more resistant than a galaxy. But tell me, what do you think about this?
Kakarot, with a small blow to the chest of Ymira, was able to make him fall to the ground very badly injured, and even vomiting large amounts of blood. Upon witnessing this, even Daishinkan would be very surprised because Kakarot's power was gigantic, but not as to defeat a supreme god with a single blow. What did he do? The blow I gave him was nothing special.
So it has worked. That was a technique I've been training for the last 7 years. Apparently, Mythical Fist has been a success.
Mythical Fist? Never heard of that name before. All the internal energy of Ymira was starting to get out of control. Instantly, Daishinkan with a big blow was able to control all the internal energy. Daishinkan? Who is that brat? His power is incomparable. He is the being who will rise to the top of all of us. Daishinkan and Kakarot would quickly leave for the Kingdom of the Whole. However, Ymira, not being satisfied with her defeat, would communicate with the most powerful supreme god of all. The instant she arrived, an incredible chaos would be unleashed by not having asked permission to enter her territory. Daishinkan, together with Kakarot, would return to the Kingdom of the Whole, while Ymira, the supreme god who had been defeated by a simple child, would arrive with Aori, who was the most powerful supreme god among all the gods. And even his power was superior to Daishinkan's power. The moment Ymira arrived, an incredible pressure would fall on his body, and throughout the place, Aori's voice would resonate. Ymira, the supreme gods never meet us unless it's a megaversal extinction threat. And from what I understand, it's not the situation. I'll kill you if you have nothing to say. I'm sorry, Aori-sama, but really, what I have to tell you, I'm sure it will interest you, since it's about your rival, Daishinkan. Aori would instantly stop releasing her incredible pressure, allowing Ymira to be able to tell her everything that happened, and even that she had a disciple who at only 15 years old had already surpassed the power of all the destructive gods and several supreme gods. I understand the reason why you've come to me, but you are right. A child with that ability should not exist. We must put an end to that damn genius. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the All, father and son would finish the training. They would both start talking about the battle against the supreme god. Father, have I done well? But why did you let me use all my power? My dear son, if you used all your power, you destroy everything. Because the two most powerful bloods of this vast universe run through your body. I want to become much more powerful, Father. I want to be the most powerful angelic Saiyan of all the universes. Of course it'll be like that, my little Kakarot. Well, what do you think if we train again in that dimension different from ours so that no one feels our power? That sounds great to me, Father. Let's do it! That's how both warriors started their training again. But unlike the strength training they normally used to do, this time Daishinkan was training Kakarot's internal energy and his vision about the divine world and mortal world because Kakarot wanted to destroy everything in his path. And in the same way, being a son, between an angel and a Saiyan, his appearance would remain permanent like that of a teenager, even if he is hundreds of years old. Returning with the supreme gods, the 6 supreme gods, they began to devise a plan to finish with that warrior. However, a demon who was also considered the supreme god would take a step forward.
But we must be prepared to end that whole divine world, because if what our companion Ymira has informed us, that child is very important to the High Priest and the King of the Whole.
Reich is right, because if we attack that brat, we have to have the power or the ideal plan to be able to finish off the divine beings that come our way. You're right. What would be a big problem, but how about if Iori and we face Zeno-sama, since we are both the most powerful supreme gods, while you finish with Daishinkan and that brat?
I totally agree with Savitar, the supreme god of time. Since defeating the two most powerful pillars of the entire divine world, the other gods and angels are mere worms compared to our power.
However, one of them, third most powerful god, had not given an opinion about him, since his heart was pure goodness, unlike his other companions.
Everything that my classmates are doing are not my ideals. How is it possible that they want to end the life of a simple child?
I would only think this. However, instantly the power of the remaining 5 supreme gods would be brutally thrown at Yashi, who is the oldest supreme god and with noble heart.
Damn, Yashi, did you think that we didn't know your intentions? You wouldn't be able to end the life of a mere child, and we'd better seal you.
The power of these 5 supreme gods was incredible. However, everyone took a great surprise to witness how the god they considered useless began to destroy each of their barriers. That's right, the power of the god Yashi was able to consider the Beast Man was abominable, even being a much greater power to the power of Iori, which was considered the most powerful supreme god.
Do you not think that with your simple powers you'd be able to seal me? With that, it would be impossible for such pathetic beings like you. Have you forgotten who founded the kingdom of the supreme gods?
Of course we knows you, but you don't have the power to withstand the barrier of 5 of us. It's impossible for you to get.
For me, it was never impossible. Transformation! God Beast!
Instantly, the entire human appearance of the god Yashi would begin to transform, until the moment of even appearing a few marks on his body, and even nails would grow from it. Yashi, with a powerful blow, was able to destroy all the energy barrier, with which he was able to leave that place. Despite his power being so great, Iori was able to cross his body with a grate.
That hurt me. What the hell was that energy?
Apparently, the rumors are true. Inside that shell of a simple human, asleep the legendary beast god. But it's a pity that you haven't been able to do something. Returning to the realm of the whole, in the special dimension, Kakarot was able to learn total control of his internal energy, while his father Daishinkan was watching all the progress of his son. Good. Would you be very proud of your son? Instantly, Kakarot would open his eyes completely, being able to observe the silver color, hinting at the impressiveness that he exuded from his entire body. That's right, Kakarot had been able to achieve 50% of the Ultra Instinct.
Father, what is all this power running through my body?
As I can see, that is the state of imperfect Ultra Instinct.
I'd like to dominate this whole state completely, but Father, I want to meet more Saiyans. I want to know what happened to my race.
Daishinkan would change his expression to a much more serious one, as he knew that this day would come. My little son, your race was destroyed by a tyrant who calls himself the Emperor of Evil, Frieza. Kakarot would lose the Ultra Instinct, and he would raise his power in a surprising way to Super Saiyan Blue. But the Ultra Instinct, being a state of calm, was not able to control it completely. The whole place would start shaking by the power of Kakarot.
Father, I want to go to that tyrant. I want to finish with my own hands with that damn bastard who dared to eliminate my entire race.
Okay, Kakarot. You are an adult now, and have the full knowledge of good and evil. Kakarot would return to his base state, but he was very upset. The moment he left that dimension, at an incredible speed, he was heading towards Universe 7, which at the moment of arrival, he would begin to concentrate his feel powers to similar of his. But it would be impossible for Kakarot to have angelic blood. However, on a certain planet, he would feel like thousands of lives would disappear.
Hell, this is not the reason I came to this place, but I can't let the being who is killing these warriors stay alive.
Kakarot at a great speed would arrive towards the planet, being furious to realize that among the annihilated, there were only children while his power grew.
Damn, how are you able to take down mere children? No, I'm done with you.
Ha 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 ha! Don't you know who I am? I'm the Emperor of Evil, the Great Frieza.
Kakarot would become even more enraged, realizing that the being in front of him was responsible for ending his entire planet. However, Frieza would immediately realize that it was a Saiyan.
You're a Saiyan? Ha 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 ha! I thought I'd finished with that race several years ago. I've been finished with each of the survivors.
In that case, I'll end your pathetic life this very instant.
Kakarot, without letting Frieza react, would grant him a powerful blow, which would send him flying towards a few mountains. The Emperor would quickly recover from that furitive blow, and upon realizing the power of that blow without trusting himself, he would pass to his last form.
For a simple ape, you are very powerful. So I would ask you only once. Wouldn't you like to be part of my army? You would be the Supreme Commander.
Me being part of your army? Don't make me laugh, you damn worm. You're a simple scum on the side of me. You don't deserve that, even I'm a Saiyan. That transcends everything existing will finish you.
Frieza, furious at being undressed in such a way, would throw himself against Kakarot, who without any difficulty was able to dodge each of his blows. Frieza was very surprised by all the power that gave off that Saiyan.
Is that really all your power? Give me your best shot. I promise not to dodge it. In case you move me from this place, I'll forgive your pathetic life.
Frieza was a little afraid with his maximum power, would instantly hit the face of Kakarot. A great light was detached from the whole place, but instantly one could observe Kakarot with a cold countenance, without any expression.
You are not able to make me any scratch. This instant I'll finish with you. Die, murderer!
Kakarot, with a few moments, had left Frieza sliced, and with a great attack would pulverize him completely. However, at that moment, when possessing angelic energy, he would rise in space and was able to feel the energy of Whis, an energy very similar to his. Kakarot, without thinking, would quickly come with Whis, arriving in a matter of minutes. Whis would change his expression to a very serious look because he would feel a gigantic power approaching towards the planet of his god of destruction, the same one that was rested.
The power that is given to arrive is a gigantic power, but there is something that intrigues me. The power that gives off as angelic essence. That must be impossible.
At that moment, Kakarot would arrive, putting himself in front of Whis, which both would observe each other fixedly.
The power of that being gives off is incredible. It must be one of my brothers, of whom my father told me.
All this would go through Kakarot's mind. He would instantly throw a blow at him, which Kakarot would, without any difficulty, dodge.
I can tell you have angelic energy, and also have the dexterity of one, but your appearance is that of a Saiyan. What are you supposed to be? I'm a hybrid, the mixture between an angel and a Saiyan, and I'm here to test the power of one of the angels, since I've never known defeat.
Whis would be very surprised by the relief of that Saiyan, but at that moment the god Beerus would wake up from his sleep due to the incredible noise that was outside. But before getting angry at not allowing him to sleep, he was surprised by the pressure that both beings gave off. That's right, the pressure that Kakarot and Whis gave off, they left Beerus very surprised. What the hell? Whis, I've never experienced a release of this level. I can't believe it. Instantly, both brothers began to collide blows. Kakarot only collided blows with the intention of measuring the strength of his opponent, while Whis, not knowing that it was his brother, his blows were much more powerful and of abysmal damage. Kakarot, being caught off guard, would be sent to the planet, creating an incredible crater.
From that blow, I already doubt that you'll get up, since not even a god of destruction would be able to withstand it.
From the crater, a blue aura would detach. That's right, Kakarot had access to Super Saiyan Blue, but the power he possessed was unreal.
You're right. That blow you dealt me was no normal god would take, but I've been able to fight against supreme gods, so you better not underestimate me.
Whis and Beerus were surprised to learn that the being in front of them had been able to even defeat supreme gods. Kakarot, on this occasion, of a great blow would send Whis to fly. Without waiting for him to recover, he would throw a great attack of energy, which made Whis leave with several wounds all over his body. Meanwhile, in the territory of the supreme gods, Yashi had been able to escape, but his vitality was being lost quickly. That's right, his power was decreasing in an amazing way.
I, the legendary beast god, will not die, but I'll have to face the god of death to be able to come back to life, and it's the last thing I want to do. The power of the beast god was rising in a great way, that even a beast in his aura would be formed from all the power he had raised. On the other hand, in the All Realm, Daishinkan would notice the battle between Whis and Kakarot, which was about to head towards the Universe 7, and 5 amazing powers would appear in the All Realm. The 5 supreme gods would appear in the king's palace at all. However, a sinister aura was felt all over the place that Daishinkan would notice.
Damn, these wretches have chosen the worst time. I don't know what it is that they want, but their aura and essence eminent pure evil.
When Daishinkan tried to approach the supreme gods, they would begin to attack him. Without allowing him to engage in a conversation, Daishinkan, when dodging one of his attacks, realized that the power with which they told him that blow was from another world. That's right, the simple blow, when colliding with the surface of the Kingdom of the Whole, would cause an incredible explosion. Daishinkan would take a little distance, communicating with each of the gods and angels.
My children and gods, we're under enemy attack of the supreme gods, and mainly to you, my children. I have something to tell you, and I hope I can see you again soon, since apparently this will be my last battle.
All the children of Daishinkan would receive such a message, including Kakarot, who was facing Whis. Kakarot would, upon receiving a message, someone neglected his defense, being beaten by. I'll finish you in the next attack. We will have waited for Daishinkan's disposition. How is it possible that the supreme gods are attacking us? Whis would throw a great attack towards where Kakarot had fallen, but all that power would disappear, being able to observe a silver hair as well as his eyes. That's right, Kakarot, realizing the situation in which his father was able to reach a state of calm, but at the same time a state of confusion, being able to activate the Ultra Instinct, but the power that came out of Kakarot's body was much more powerful than the power possessed by the angels, despite having trained for millions of years. Father, I'm not going to let you die. I'll come to your aid. I'm not going to wait for some damn orders while you die. Beerus, along with Whis, were surprised since all of the gods and angels had transmitted such a message, and if Kakarot had received it, it only meant one thing.
What, that little Saiyan is the son of the great priest?
Upon receiving the message, it seems that he's our half-brother, but it can't be, since he does not possess any physical traits of ours.
But Whis, that Saiyan, he possesses angelic energy. Don't you remember what he said? That he even fought the supreme gods?
This should have a logical explanation, but it's not the right time. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the All, the supreme gods would begin to seal Daishinkan-sama. Priest, you should have never taken your disciple into the world of the supreme gods. All of us have decided to end him, because at such a young age, he gives off that power. He is a danger to everyone. Daishinkan, while being sealed, was not able to do absolutely anything. However, at that moment, an incredible blow from outside was able to weaken the seal, and with the overwhelming power of Daishinkan, he was able to free himself with great difficulty. I will not allow them to seal my father. If they want to do to him, they have to go through my corpse. All of the supreme gods were surprised to realize that the warrior who called himself the disciple of Daishinkan was actually his son. It's a pity, but Daishinkan, I'm not an animal to kill you, seal, in front of your son. So for this occasion, I'll kill both, so that both disappear.
Kakarot, get out of here!
No, father. I plan to stay with you until the end.
Leave, Kakarot. I cannot release and fight with all my power if you're here. My energy can hurt you.
Kakarot, being about to leave Sorat, would get in his way. Daishinkan, being about to help him, he would be surprised to observe Sorat's head fall to the ground, and a large sphere of energy would be disintegrated. The 4 gods were surprised by the power that Saiyan had. Ymira, Savitar, and Reich, you take care of that kid, and I'll take care of Daishinkan personally, since he and I used to have the same power.
Hell, Aori's power is risen in an incredible way. But where is the king at all?
Daishinkan, I know you're wondering where the king is at all. But he wouldn't have come to this place without taking the respective measures.
Maybe you guys. How were they able to defeat Zeno-sama?
No one talked about beating him. Zeno-sama is a little kid, so tricking him was easy.
the only thing that was able to take down his guardian stealthily. Hell, in that case, we're all alone, but gods and angels are on my side. At that moment, a general call for all the gods along with their angels to approach the kingdom of the All. Since it was an emergency, all the gods began to come to the kingdom of the All. It's a good plan, but before they even arrive, I must have already finished you. Because besides me, you're simple trash. Don't get confused, Aori. We have the same power, while I have trained, which makes you think to not raise my power anymore. You're right, Daishinkan, but look behind you! At that moment, Daishinkan, turning his head, was able to observe how Kakarot had been completely neutralized. That's right, despite Kakarot having an incredible power, he was not able to do anything against the three subjects. So, Daishinkan, do you want to confront me at the risk of your child dying, or do you want to give yourself up for your own free will? Daishinkan would lower his head while his lips moved a little. Angelic quadrupling, Angel of the Spectres, High Priest. Aori would be sent to fly with an incredible blow that would make him collide with an exploding planet instantly. Daishinkan, with his incredible speed, would grant a blow to each god who had held Kakarot. At the moment, Daishinkan would observe his little son while he changed his strange energy in his palm of his hand. My son, get together with all your brothers. That is to say that each one of you, the angels, among all of you, you'll be able to overcome this adversity. I love you, son. Daishinkan would throw a great energy towards Kakarot, which would be teleported towards divine universes, while Daishinkan would begin to channel all his power. Aori, how dare you threaten me with my son? Even if I die, I plan to take at least 2 of you with me. The whole body of Daishinkan would begin to shine. Instantly, an immense megaversal explosion could be observed by the 12 universes. The angels which were heading to the kingdom of the whole would stop, since the big explosion would be able to be observed at a distance, and only the shockwave was able to cause great damage to the gods. Our father had sacrificed himself. The warrior who forced him to this must have been an absolute monster, but they have both died. You are wrong, my brother. My father has died, but the 4 warriors he was facing all are still alive. Daishinkan, while sacrificing himself, would communicate with each of his children. My children, I'm sorry. Me, being the High Priest, has broken the most important rule. Do not associate with any mortal. You all have a younger brother, which is my son and Saiyan. I hope you'll excuse me. The explosion would end, while all the angels were very surprised by the great revelation of his father. Meanwhile, in the kingdom of the whole, Aori was furious, knowing that the most dangerous being had been saved. However, on a planet very far from a universe unknown to all, Daishinkan would fall very badly injured and on the verge of death. So I haven't died. This is a blessing, but I have to hibernate to be able to recover. I trust you, my little Kakarot. Daishinkan would be out of combat while Kakarot had arrived at one of the planets of the divine universes. Instantly, if he arrived, he would be unconscious. However, for Kakarot's fortune, he had been found by Mikoshin. That's right, Daishinkan's mother, who would realize that he possessed angelic energy, taking him to a place on his planet, which he specialized in the recovery of internal energy. Meanwhile, in the kingdom of the whole, the 4 supreme gods would begin to meditate so that all your energy is completely stabilized. However, the most psychologically affected was Savitar. Damn it! How is it possible that he attacked me with such great speed? It was said that no one is capable of surpassing my speed, but for that priest, it was no difficulty to leave me like a worm. Meanwhile, with each of the angels, they were in the most inhospitable planets of the 12 universes so as not to be discovered. Hey, Whis, why don't we travel to the other universes outside of the 12? Mr. Beerus, that would be impossible for us, because the power that is needed to cross megaversal barriers is of another level. We would be pulverized. Returning with Kakarot, he would wake up from a great fright, accessing even the Super Saiyan Blue. Apparently all a nightmare, but he would be surprised to observe a warrior very similar to his father, but in a female version. Am I dead? What happened? Of course not, little one. You have only fallen into the divine universes. I am Mikoshin, and who are you? My name's Kakarot. I'm a hybrid between an angel and a Saiyan. Mikosha would be very surprised to realize that an angel had been involved with a mortal, but much more was her astonishment to realize that her father was Daishinkan. That's right, he was her own son. Instantly, Mikosha would hug Kakarot tightly, which he understood absolutely nothing.
What do you mean, grandson? Are you the mother of my father, Daishinkan? So it is, little Kakarot. I'm Daishinkan's mother, but tell me, why did you come with those wounds? Who were the wretches who dared to kill almost my little grandson? Those responsible were the supreme gods. They attacked my father while I was facing Whis, so I went to his aid, finishing with one of them, but between three they were able to neutralize me completely. But where was Daishinkan? Where was he? Why didn't I help you? My father Daishinkan gave me the perfect opportunity, since he was the one who sent me to this place. He sacrificed everything for me so that, for a reason, I want to become more powerful, to end every one of those those bastards. They will be eliminated by my dear grandson, and don't worry that I, the supreme high-level priestess, personally took care of your training. I really appreciate it very much. Before starting with your training, I want to raise your power to the maximum. I want to observe what is the limit of your power. Kakarot would immediately begin to raise his power to the limit, accessing the Super Saiyan Blue Phase 3, with which his power was gigantic. However, it did not compare with the Ultra Instinct. However, he was still not able to access that state at will. But despite this, Mikosha would be very surprised. The power he possesses is amazing. At only 21 years old, he possesses the power of even beings who have trained for millions of years. All this, she would say to herself. Instantly, Mikosha would stretch out one of her hands, creating a pentagram on top of Kakarot's. That's right, Mikosha had sealed 90% of Kakarot's internal energy, which would be very surprised. And this time, it was hard for him to move freely. What's happened? Why is this happening to me? In order for your energy as a Saiyan to grow much faster, you will have to travel all the way from zero. But don't worry, when I unlock your power again, it will rise in a way never seen before. Trust me. Of course, yes. Let's start.
Kakarot, despite all his attempts to take the training to his equal, it was impossible for him, since he just was standing in incredibly difficult, much more to dodge or launch energy attacks. Mikosha, who was watching everything, was very proud of her grandson's power, since even her son Daishinkan had gone through that training, not being able to stand.
You will be the prodigy of our race, the supreme angelic Saiyan.
Meanwhile, in the world of supreme gods, a golden-colored stone would begin to rotate with incredible speed. And at the moment, the beast god would appear in his most powerful state, cursing each one of his other companions who turned their backs on him, despite having taught them everything about the world of the supreme gods.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.